this next upcoming season. Let's officially go live and let's go ahead and discuss Denver. So Denver, we got their cap sheet pulled up right now. Denver is in an interesting situation. Obviously, Jokic wins MVP last season, a very successful year for him, and is going to be a guy who is, just a beast to deal with for the next few years. He's a guy who, now with his MVP award, I think is going to be trying to, put the pedal to the metal to a championship. So Jokic is, MVP. Exciting. The interesting thing and kind of the worrisome thing with the Nuggets is that they might not have Jamal Murray for a majority, if not all, of next season. The injury that he had in Golden State was really unfortunate for the team because obviously it came before last year's playoffs, but it also is like, a longer recovery when you're tearing your ACL. So when that happens, what officially is the timeline? Does he recover quicker? Does he, miss the majority of the regular season? They try to bring him back for the playoffs because I do ultimately think that Denver's still good enough to be able to be in the playoffs. But I just, you worry a little bit because you're not going to have one of your young pieces at full strength. The Nuggets also made the acquisition and the trade for Mr. Aaron Gordon, who was a good pickup for them. I think, this is the hard thing. Aaron Gordon is a guy who, he's a good defensive player and he plays in full court, but in the half court, he kind of is limited. He's not scoring at a great rate. He's not, doing anything too crazy on the offensive end. He doesn't have like a huge, bag of tricks as far as what he can do on the offensive side of the ball. Now, he does provide value to the Nuggets. I understand why they trade for him. I think it's a smart trade. I think he was a good get for them. And I think if Jamal Murray is healthy, they could have probably competed, they would have competed with the Suns a lot better than what they had shown in the second round. So, let's take a look here. Let's see here. So Aaron Gordon. Let's see here. Aaron Gordon has $16 million going into next year. So extension talks are going to be interesting because when you make that trade with Orlando, you have to be able to pay him now. So with that being said, with Aaron Gordon, it's going to be really interesting to see kind of what Denver wants to do there. I think they'll probably re-sign him, keep him long term. It'd just be interesting to see kind of what that figure is, knowing that he's not the offensive player that you want just in the half court. Not to bag on him, I think he's a really good player and does provide good things defensively. Is a good athlete and can be a good, again, defender. Let's see here. Denver has some free agent decisions. Obviously, JaVale McGee, JaMychal Green, they weren't really too heavily involved in the rotation in the playoffs. Will Barton has opted out of his contract. Paul Millsap will be a unrestricted free agent. So they also need to figure out the Michael Porter contract extension as well. So Porter is up for an extension. It depends on what happens with him. How does he... they're going to extend him. Denver is going to extend him, but now you kind of see $30 million going to each of your three guys, and Jokic and Murray, and now, Porter will enter that realm of money as well. So it kind of limits your flexibility going into future seasons. So is there a move that Denver can make in the offseason that makes them better? I don't know if there is. I don't see something that appears for Denver to be able to kind of get off and get running there. So Denver does owe a pick to Oklahoma City. Let's see here. One thing that does worry you if you're a Nuggets fan is the picks here. So they will owe Oklahoma City a pick. Denver's first is going to Orlando, protected 1 through 5 in 2025. Yeah, so that was the Aaron Gordon trade, I believe. The other one from Oklahoma City, I'm not sure which trade that is from, but again, they don't have draft capital. They don't have too much long-term salary cap space. Again, because it's going to kind of the Denver Big Three. So who can they attract? Does Jokic attract these veteran minimum guys or these mid-level guys that want to go to Denver and maybe compete for a ring? Now, knowing that Jamal Murray is injured next year, does that scare some free agents off? I'm interested to see how they'll replace Millsap and Barton, because I don't think they can get younger. Do they start playing Bol Bol more? Do they start playing PJ Dozier? Does his role get even more expanded going into next year? Does Monty Morris kind of pick up? Obviously, he's going to pick up a lot more playing time because of Jamal Murray's injury, but how much does he help the team? Do they bring back Austin Rivers is another question. So really interesting situation here for Denver. Let's jump into some rumors for the Nuggets and see kind of what's popping with them. I don't really feel like I've heard too much. Again, the one thing with them is that they also have the 26th pick. I don't really believe I've heard anything from their camp or in any rumors talking about kind of what's going on with their front office and deciding kind of what to do with the draft. Nuggets have 26 pick. Looking to trade down. Yeah. Okay, so Denver trade looking maybe to potentially trade down or out of the first round. Nuggets are comfortable with the number 26 pick in this year's draft, as they believe that there will be plenty of talent available at that spot. Report indicated that Denver has explored moving up several spots, but Singer hears that the teams in the early 20s have actually contacted the Nuggets about possibly moving down. Interesting. Doesn't sound like Denver has compelled by many offers. Trey Mann has worked with the Nuggets. Nuggets worked out 6 prospects. JT Thor, Berrigan, Scotty Lewis, Fern Hunt, Ivy Watson. Let's see. Here, Nuggets, downstretch, JaVale McGee is interested in re-signing with the Nuggets, depending on what the market is. Michael Malone's staff. Joshua Primo and Ayo Dosunmu are 2 prospects. John Wasserman has heard linked to the Nuggets at 26, so that's also another interesting situation there. Do they want to get a guard? I mean, those are 2 guards, so do they want to try to get some, point guards of the future? That's a little interesting to me. But yeah, let's. I don't have too much on Denver. Denver is, I think that they'll still make the playoffs now. I just don't think they'll go far because of the Jamal Murray injury. I don't know how far Jokic and Porter are going to be able to take them. There still need to be a little bit more improvement on the defensive end for them. And so we'll see how they do going forward. So we're going to end this stream. Our next team that we're talking about, the Los Angeles Clippers. After that, we were talking about the Brooklyn Nets and then the Philadelphia 76ers, followed by the Utah Jazz and the Phoenix Suns. So thanks for joining the stream. Go check out some of our other streams. By the end of the night, we'll have every team in the NBA have a little bit of an off-season preview for everybody to kind of see what teams can do and go from there. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment on the video and subscribe to the channel. And let's get going on our next